Join us at the Women of Courage show every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. for information that will change your life. You can also visit us at our website, touchedbythelight.us, for more information. Thank you. If you do not like your life, then change it. Listen to us when we broadcast, and we can help you find a new way. Before we begin, we're going to take a few moments to collect ourselves and to relax before we engage into our discussion. What we need to do is to focus now on bringing positive energy into our lives and into the world. The energy that we project every day is the same energy that we get back. We have all seen those people that can walk into a room and they glow. People want to be around them. People feel better being in their presence. That's the energy that we need to create. And once we learn how to do this, our lives will be filled with greatness. We will attract that positive energy. And how we can do this is by changing our outlook, meeting every day with gratitude, thankfulness, optimism, and once you do this, you will see a change in yourself. I want you to take a moment and close your eyes. Think about everything positive in your life. Family, friends, a career, your faith. All of this is how you start your day. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to think about what is positive in your life. I want you to list 10 reasons why your life is amazing. You will see the change. You will be changed. You will begin to attract life's blessings. Lead with gratitude. Be thankful and think positive. I have been conflicted as to what to discuss during the month of November. Should I discuss Thanksgiving or should I discuss domestic violence? I did not do a show on domestic violence in October because I was concerned with getting people out to vote. I would like to discuss Thanksgiving, but I am much more anxious to discuss domestic violence after learning another woman in the Detroit area was murdered by her husband just this month. This subject must be discussed. People need to realize a community is devastated any time a woman is murdered due to domestic violence. Relatives are left frustrated and angry, and children are left motherless. No one recovers from the loss of a parent, child, or a sibling. Domestic violence is a situation we must begin to discuss much more than we do now. The church must face up to this problem. Thus far, the church has avoided this subject. The church continues to dictate that the wife must obey her husband, a stupid proposition. It is idiotic to tell a woman she must follow her husband in all things when her husband makes foolish decisions, refuses to work or educate himself, or he plays video games all day. You tell me, when have you heard a pastor speak directly to the problem of domestic violence, or when a pastor has reached out to help women in distress because of the behavior of their husbands? I do not care what anyone has to say. The church has failed women. Even the Detroit Police Department gives recognition to domestic violence. October the 20th, an article was published entitled "Detroit Police Donate to Help Victim of Domestic Violence Build New Life for Her Children." So we have a problem, and this problem must be confronted, or more and more children are going to be left motherless. We cannot continue to lose members of our community due to unnecessary violence. I have decided to play 3 short videos from the show Willie D. In one video, Willie D discusses the murder of Marquita McCleary, age 28. She is a woman that was shot to death by her husband in front of her 3 children because she asked him for a divorce. Willie D also discusses the murder of L'Real Good. She is a woman that was shot to death in her car in front of her 13-year-old daughter because Miss Good refused to loan her weak boyfriend money. Both of these killings were a stupid crime. Both men were apprehended shortly after the murder, and both men are going to go to prison. There were eyewitnesses to both crimes. So please listen closely to the show of Willie D. The show Willie D Live can be found on YouTube. Please listen closely to what is being said.
What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? A 28-year-old man named Ashton Neros has been charged with murder after he took out his wife, the mother of his children. This comes as a shock to many on social media because Ashton and his wife, Marquita McCleary, were very active on Facebook. They displayed the idea of a perfect family. They had many posts on social media showing Ashton, Marquita, and their children. And they received hundreds and thousands of likes. This happened in Mesquite, Texas, and a lot of people are shocked by it, but I'm not. Oftentimes, people who appear to be the happiest are the saddest. It's a facade, especially on social media. This is why you can't get too invested in people who appear to be living the good life, because oftentimes they're going through a rough patch. And you over here feeling down, feeling sorry for yourself because this person seems to be just living it up. And you don't even know that you're in a better position than they are. Police say around 5:34 p.m. on Sunday, they discovered the body of Marquita with multiple wounds. They took her to an area hospital where she died. To add insult to injury, if that's possible, they are claiming that Ashton murdered Marquita in the presence of their children. Cold game, fam. When you look at the photos of the family, dude never smiles. And if you really look at the children have blank smiles, if they're smiling at all. See, because the eyes tell the story. They say that he killed her because she asked for a divorce. So she didn't want him anymore. So he decides to kill the mother of his children. Let me explain something to you tender nuts out there. If you ever get to a point to where you want to bring harm to your children's mother, they will never forgive you. I don't care what mama do, what kind of person she is. Children have an undying connection to their mother, this love that cannot be broken, this bond that cannot be intercepted. These kids love their mother. And it's going to be hard for you to overcome that. How can you say you love your children when you murder their mother? How does that make sense? It doesn't. I wouldn't want something like that on my record. What we have here, family, is a selfish dude who only cares about himself. A dude who is so emotionally untrained that he don't know how to control his impulses. The best thing that he could have done when that woman said she wanted to leave was let her go. You cannot force someone to love you, and you cannot murder your way into love. This dude, he'll probably try to blame it on Satan because, he used to post a lot of Christian stuff. Yeah, he was one of those. So he'll probably blame it on Satan. But no, this isn't Satan's doing. If it is, Satan is him. This is all on him. What a sad, pitiful person. Ashton has a $100,000 bond, so he's probably sitting in jail looking like a damn fool, eating slop, and probably licking stamps, waiting on a visit, missing his children. Ashton Neros, your mama should be embarrassed and your daddy should have pulled out. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." Now for my break.
Today, I want to talk about declaration, making the announcement about who you will become. The thing about declaring or making a statement is once you say it, you begin to own it. It becomes yours. Today, I will no longer be a victim. Today, I will begin to make change. Today, I will start to take care of myself. Those are statements that you can own. Do not allow someone else's opinion have the final words on your heart. I want you to declare who you are. Declare who you will become. Today is the day for change. Today, I want to talk about self-control, the restraint exercised over one person's impulses, emotions, or desires. It is easy nowadays to lose control. We eat too much, drink too much. Everything is accessible to us. The hard part in life is finding that balance, that presence of mind to know what is good for you and to live with that discipline. I know through my own journey that when I am balanced, when I'm showing self-restraint, I start moving better. I start thinking better. I become more confident in who I am. And that's what I want you to think about. What can you do to become more balanced, to act on need and not on emotion? Remember, you are the women of courage. Fortitude can be defined as the strength of mind that enables a person to encounter danger or to bear pain or adversity with courage and staying power. Think about that for a moment. Fortitude is the strength you have when you go through adversity. Everyone listening will go through pain, struggle, and disappointment in our lives. That is a fact. But what defines each of us is what we do after that pain, after that struggle and disappointment. Do we lay down and become a victim, or do we rise up and continue to push forward, continue to believe, continue to fight for ourselves? Remember, you are the women of courage. Resilient is defined as someone that can recover from or adjust easily to misfortune. Now I'm telling you, life is gonna throw a lot of things your way. Some will be good and some will be bad. It is easy to be happy and optimistic when life is great. It is easy to be happy when your money's up, when your family's close, when you have a job. But we all know life won't always be like this. So when those dark times start to happen, you need to realize this is just a season to a very long book about your life. You need to realize you are stronger than you think. You can overcome adversity through faith and understanding. You are strong and not alone.
What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? Authorities say a St. Louis man killed his girlfriend in front of her 14-year-old daughter simply because she wouldn't lend him $36. A 42-year-old sucker by the name of Brian Clay shot his 32-year-old girlfriend Laurel Good of St. Louis in the head Wednesday morning in the Family Dollar parking lot. My daughter didn't deserve this, Good's mother Joanne Good said Thursday. She didn't deserve to go out like this. Joanne Good said her daughter had been dating Clay for about 6 years. The couple were in the car with Laurel Good's 14-year-old daughter when Clay asked for a ride to the pawn shop and $36 so he could get his TV back, authorities said. Joanne Good relayed what happened next based on what the teen told her. Laurel Good told Clay she couldn't give him the money because she had bills to pay. Clay then asked Laurel Good to pull over into the Family Dollar parking lot, pulled out a gun, and put it to the back of her head. Her 14-year-old daughter was still in the car. My grandbaby was screaming, "Please don't do it, please don't do it. For me, if you don't do it for anybody else," Joanne Good said. But Clay pulled the trigger, shooting his girlfriend in the head, police said. My granddaughter's ears went numb, Good said. The 14-year-old got out of the car and Clay threw Laurel Good's body out of the driver's seat before taking off in the vehicle, according to Joanne Good. Police were able to track Clay using a GPS device in the car, according to Joanne Good, who is the owner of the car. He was arrested that afternoon and charged Thursday with first-degree murder, first-degree robbery, armed criminal action, and unlawful possession of a firearm. He was denied bail. Another bum-ass simp trying to be a pimp. I want you all to know, if you already don't, you have to watch who you let into your personal space. Now, this bum-ass clown was with this woman for 6 years. 6 years, and he's driving her mother's car. He's asking her for money to get a television out of a pawn shop. $36 this woman's life boiled down to in his mind, in his sick ass mind. She wasn't worth $36. A $36 television was worth more than her life and more than his freedom. Think about what I'm saying. You know they're about to hide his ass. He's not going to see daylight for a few decades. They're not going to let him out. They refuse to give him a bond. It's just hard to fathom something like that. Very hard. And I'll tell you this too. I surmise that he killed that woman because he needed her. And when she wouldn't supply his needs, when she would not surrender, in order for him to feel some sense of control, he killed her. You see, a lot of men who rely on women financially, they secretly hate these women. Just like you have women who secretly hate guys that they are in relationships for, and they're in these arranged relationships because the guy is taking care of them financially. You got guys who are the exact same way. Think about what I'm saying. They resent the woman because she has her own and she really don't need anything from him. Now, needing and wanting are two different things. Maybe she wants sex. Maybe she wants companionship from him. But she don't need it. He needs her money because he don't have his own. Think this dude is so broke. He's pawning televisions for $36. Women, and I am not blaming the victim. I'm just simply making an observation. You should be very careful about who you allow in your space. This dude was trashed by all means. He was also an ex-felon. Now, don't get me wrong, hell, I'm an ex-felon. So just because a person is an ex-felon doesn't mean that he's a bad person. But it's something to consider. You have to at least look at the record and say, okay, this is what he has done in the past. What kind of person is he now? Where is he now in his life? And you can't just go by what he says. You have to do your vetting. You have to investigate. You have to dig into his background. You have to ask questions about people, or, ask questions from people who know who this person is. Because I can tell you there are a lot of men who have a criminal past who are doing like extraordinary things right now, who've, changed their lives. And for the better. So you have to look at it on a case-by-case basis. But this dude seemed like a bomb from day one. He don't seem to have ever figured it out. And to kill that woman in front of her daughter, her 14-year-old daughter, as her daughter pleads for him not to take her mother's life. Can you imagine how traumatic that's going to be? She watched it and couldn't do nothing about it. She's pleading with her mom's killer, a man that she knows, that she's been knowing for 6 years, ever since she was 8 years old. She's known this trash. A man who has sat at her dinner table, has probably held her hand, driven her to cheerleader practice or something, or back and forth to school. This is somebody she knows, somebody she probably trusted. And he killed her mother. This is scum of the earth. I don't know, man. It's just, these cases happen on a daily basis. Y'all be careful out there. Blessings to the family, man. I don't know what to say. Hold your head. No more talk.
What them haters talking about? What them haters talking about?
What's up, family? There's a viral video of this guy on public transportation. He's harassing this black woman. He gets up out of his seat and he tells her, "B, I'll kill you." Social distancing. He's threatening her because she's not social distancing enough from him. There's another woman who is filming and, he threatens her also. Now, I don't know who this guy is, don't know where the video was taken. If I had to take a guess, I would say New York. In any event, whoever he is, need to kind of find this dude and teach him some manners. We're going to have to start policing our own. We're going to have to drive out the undesirables, the uncivilized, those who cannot live amongst us and respect our people. We got to raise the same amount of hell as we raise when those from outside of our community harm our people. He got to be dealt with. Fam, I'll be the first one to contribute to the GoFundMe, lawyer fees, whatever it is. And we have to make this something that we do all the time. We have to get used to this. This has to be a new way of life for us. We have to take care of those who take care of us. And we have to punish those who wreak havoc on our communities. It doesn't matter what their skin color is. This is one of the things that's been holding us back collectively. We want to pick and choose. Oh, well, that's Ray Ray. We can't do Ray Ray like that. Oh, well, man, that's my cousin, man. He was just tripping. No. All of us have to be willing to sacrifice friends and family who get off code, who violate the code, who cross that line. We cannot afford to have people who are detriments to our communities lay up in the community, operate in the community, make money in the community, lay their head in the community, live in the community, while simultaneously destroying the community. We can't do it. We can't afford to do it. We got to get them, all of them. Yeah, we got to get used to that notion. I have no problem with it. Otherwise, we would all just be a bunch of hypocrites and just basically spinning our wheels. Because they know that, well, if I do it, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. I can walk up to somebody and, slap somebody in the neighborhood. I can slap this woman or beat up a little kid and ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. And I can still walk up and down the street. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. Now, the police do it, white dude do it, they're going to lose their minds. They're going to snap. But I can do it because I'm black. I'm going to get a pass. Nope. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. This dude got to get it, man. And I know there's people out there who like to say, well, you got to mind your own business. You got to mind your own business. See, that's the problem. Many of us have been minding our own business too much. Look, I get it to a certain degree that, you should mind your own business, but I just couldn't live with myself knowing that a child is being harmed, knowing that elderly people are being harmed, and not do anything about it. I'm just not wired like that. I'm not built like that. I'm not cool with dudes pouncing on women. I'm just not cool with that. I seen it growing up. I'm not cool with that. I think that we got work to do and we need to get to work. Like, otherwise, what is it all for? If we can't protect our women, this elderly black woman, so as the women go, the community go. You can't have a vibrant, productive community when the women are harmed and injured, afraid, scared to death, besieged by so-called men. It don't work like that. We have no choice. No matter what you've been through with the women in your life, including your own mama, whatever your experiences are, good, bad, or indifferent, we need each other. Otherwise, it ain't gonna work. Period. Point blank, period. I love the homies, but I don't want to live in a world with just homies. I love women too much. And not just on a romantic side. I love the vibe of women. I love what they look like, what they smell like, the sensuality of a woman. I love the mind of a woman, the spirit. Yeah, we have no choice. This dude needs to be hunted down like the animal he is and brought to justice, one way or the other. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?
I am going to pause for a second to take a short break while you listen to information regarding willpower and encouragement. It is all a matter of learning new behaviors. And please remember, it is easier to build strong minds than to repair injured people. What I said is a modification of a quote by Frederick Douglass. He said, it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. Now for my break.
Today, I want to talk about self-control, the restraint exercised over one person's impulses, emotions, or desires. It is easy nowadays to lose control. We eat too much, drink too much. Everything is accessible to us. The hard part in life is finding that balance, that presence of mind to know what is good for you, and to live with that discipline. I know through my own journey that when I am balanced, when I'm showing self-restraint, I start moving better. I start thinking better. I become more confident in who I am. And that's what I want you to think about. What can you do to become more balanced, to act on need and not on emotion? Remember, you are the women of courage. Having a goal or a plan to accomplish something isn't enough. You need to dig deeper than that. You need to tap into your subconscious to begin to reprogram your mind. And you do this through positive affirmations. Short statements that you repeat every day, regardless of your goal, how big or little. Whether your goal is to make more money, be a better boyfriend or girlfriend, or find a better job, whatever your goal is, you need to come up with short positive statements about that goal and repeat it each morning. Start by doing this for 5 minutes. And once you begin to do this, you will start to see how the subconscious and conscious mind can work together. You have the potential to do amazing things. And through positive affirmations, you start to build that confidence. Think of all the goals that you've made in the past. Think about the mindset you were in at that moment. It was one of confidence and control. I will be successful in my job. I will make my next promotion. I will meet the love of my life. These are words of affirmation. Now tell me, what are your words?
Hi, I decided that at the end of every show for the next year, I would share excerpts from a book that I believe would enhance your life and make you a stronger thinker and problem solver. All characteristics that will help you win at life and raise stronger and healthy children. Many of you turn your nose up at reading, or you snub the advice that you must read in life to succeed, or you compare the cost of a book to getting a new pair of shoes or getting your hair done or your nails done. The reason why you make these cost comparisons is because you do not truly value a book. A book is a magnificent instrument that can change the course of your life and the lives of your children. In later shows, I plan to discuss with you how a book changed the lives of certain people. I understand that you do not earn a lot of money, and this money is valuable to you because of all the things you see advertised that you desire, and you do not want to spend a lot of money on a book. A new pair of shoes is more valuable to you than a book. If you truly cannot afford a book, then you need to go to the library and take your children with you for a day of reading. You must gird your loins and proceed at educating yourself. Some of you seem to think that having a conversation with your stupid girlfriend or your stupid boyfriend will help you more than reading a book, when actually having a conversation with your loudmouth girlfriend or loudmouth boyfriend is merely a cathartic, allowing you to blow off steam and proclaim how life has been so unfair to you. What you do not realize is that the advice coming from your do-nothing girlfriend or your do-nothing boyfriend is advice coming from a fool. Your do-nothing girlfriend is a sexual opportunist looking for a man she can impress with her body. When her vagina fails her, what will your girlfriend do but go to work at McDonald's or Wendy's at the age of 60 and continue to spread her ignorance at church? Her daughter will be on the street and her son in prison. She will never realize that her life is the result of the decision she made not to educate herself through reading. All her life, she felt that she had something better to do than reading. She had something better to do than reading with her children. She had something better to do than working with her children. And that was going to the bar, trying to entertain a man, or trying to find some man that would buy her a pair of shoes. A man spending money on her was more important than educating herself. In later shows, I'm going to spend a great deal of time giving you some examples of fools. These are people who think they are smart, willing to trade their body and integrity for a dollar bill. These people end up in the cemetery after lamenting each and every day of their lives about their unfilled dreams. Do not be upset by the use of the word fool. You tell me if a woman is not a fool to instruct her grandson to kill her husband for a $25,000 life insurance. Let that sink in for a moment. Instead of instructing her grandson to make something of his life, the grandmother instructs her grandson to become a murderer, to kill his grandfather. I have this anecdotal advice for you about reading. Listen to this short true story. A friend and I were talking. She said a woman she knew called her and sought to renew their friendship. During their conversation, the woman told my friend that President Trump had done so much for black people, and that's why she voted for him in 2016, and she was going to vote for him again in the upcoming election. My friend asked her a question. She said, "Tell me some of the things that Trump has done for black people." The woman said, "A whole lot." My friend persisted and asked her to name one thing that Trump had done for black people. The woman could not. The woman kept using the phrase, "a whole lot of things." My friend said after a while she stopped talking. Finally, the conversation was over and my friend hung up. My friend said, as she hung up, she made up her mind right then that she would never renew her friendship with this woman. Now ask yourself why. Why would she not renew her friendship with this woman? You can answer this question in 2 words. The woman was a poor thinker. She never investigated anything that was told to her. Whether you know it or not, a person who is a poor thinker, who does not examine his or her thinking, is a very dangerous person indeed. Think about it. Are you trying to start your life all over again? This time, why not try God? Especially if you have suffered trauma day in and day out during your earlier years, or you were incarcerated, or you've been abused by your husband or abused by a pimp. Why not try God? Today we're going to discuss the book, It Is Time You Start Walking with God. Are you tired? Have you told yourself you have had enough? You are tired of trying to make it to no avail. Nothing in your life is working. Friends and family make promises, but they never do what they say they're going to do. Your house is falling apart, but you have no money in the bank. You have had 100 crappy jobs that did not last. Your life has been filled with one disappointment after another. You have grown older. Your body is tired and racked with illnesses. You see no reason to hope. Your wife said she loved you, then she changed her mind. Your husband said he loved you, but then he changed his mind. You don't know where your children are. Your children come home, they change their clothes, and then leave the house without telling you where they're going. You are no longer involved in their lives. They no longer consult you regarding what they're doing. You feel alone and abandoned. You keep telling yourself, it's time for change. I can no longer keep living this way. It's time for me to find another way. If these are the circumstances of your life, let me introduce you to a system of thought that might help you. Let me say it again. If these are the circumstances of your life, let me introduce you to a system of thought that might help you. No, you will not have to grin and dance or use your body to get ahead in this system. And no, this system does not care how you look or how much money is in your pocket. This system says, come as you are. There is always room for one more. This system is a system of thought like no other. It says you do not have to be defeated because of the sin and secrets surrounding your life. This system says you can be washed as white as snow and you can start all over again, this time to be a better person than you've ever been before. In this system, God says He will heal you. He says He will forgive you for having sex with your neighbor's wife. He will forgive you for having sex with your neighbor's husband. He says He will raise you from the depths of despair to heights of glory. He says He can change your situation from rags to riches. All He asks is that you worship Him and love your neighbor. These are the two greatest commandments in the Bible. Honor and praise God and love your neighbor. Read the book. It is time for you to start walking with God. It is an interesting book. It takes a look at some of God's promises. The book tells you you are entitled to receive all of God's promises. You do not have to die mean and bitter and old over the circumstances of your life. Read God's word and see if His word will bring peace and harmony into your life. See if your marriage can be healed and your children saved after you seek and find Him. The book, It is Time for You to Start Walking with God, tells you you cannot take the nourishment of your mind lightly. You cannot assume that the voices that you are exposed to every day are feeding you the proper nourishment you need to live a life of success. We are always surrounded by people giving poor, insufficient advice, whispering in our ear, telling us what we should or should not do. You must be careful who you trust. If someone will discuss others with you, they will certainly discuss you with others. Smiling faces, sometimes they don't tell the truth. Smiling faces sometimes tell lies. Think about it. Do you know the number of women who die each year because of smiling faces? This is why we say women talk too much and they need to shut up. Sometimes people, men and women, are trapped by the third voice because sometimes they're fearful of that third voice. You should ask the Holy Ghost to expose any fake person in your life in the name of Jesus. This is why you need to start walking with God, because you do not know what's behind smiling faces. You must question the conduct of others and separate yourself from any man who does not live by the word of God. No one is perfect, but at least the person is trying. The course of your life comes from your mind and your thoughts in your mind that come from your spirit. It is your spirit that leads you to action. So, if your actions have led you away from God, you need to consider who is feeding your mind and who is affecting your soul in order to avoid darkness. This is why we believe the book, It's Time to Start Walking with God, will help you. It's a good read. You can go to the website Touched by the Light. There you will learn that God says, I can do it. I am learning how to walk away from people and situations that threaten my peace of mind, my self-respect, or my self-worth. Again, You must learn how to walk away from people and situations that threaten your peace of mind, your self respect, and your self worth.
Are you sick and tired of being you? Do you want another life, a second chance? Then it's time to change. It's time for you to find out who you are. It's time for you to stand up for yourself. It's time for you to think for yourself. It's time to rid your mind of poisonous beliefs like women should only be seen and not heard. It's time for you to learn how other women accomplished their goals. For more information regarding women of courage and to be among the countless women learning to manage the challenges, limitations, and rejections of life, go to https://touchedbythelight.us. Do you know why your life is in the toilet? Do you know why no one likes you? Do you know why your dog left you and your mother is not speaking? Or why your girlfriend left you? Or why you can't hold a job more than 90 days? Do you want to know why every lunch hour you find yourself sitting in your car drinking a beer? You're addicted to cigarettes and alcohol, and how many times have you overdosed on pills? Your problems stem from a lack of knowledge. Your thinking is distorted. You do not know how to manage your life. You've got a secret, and that secret is killing you. You're hiding the fact that you do not read or you cannot read. Face it, have the courage to tell yourself you cannot read. This is your first step towards change. By not reading, you are refusing to change. You are satisfied living the same old life day in and day out, making excuses for yourself while other people pass you by. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. President Obama. Get your life back on track by learning to read. Reading is your first step towards a better life. Stop being envious and jealous. Learn to read. Join us every Friday at Women of Courage to gain information that will help you manage your life. Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Nelson Mandela. You must read as if your life depends on it, because it does. Twice a month on Saturday, I meet with my listeners for a discussion about issues affecting women. Join us. For dates, times, and directions, you can reach us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Stop thinking there's nothing you can do to change the world. Your life is important. For more information on our books or subjects discussed, email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com.
One of the things that you can do for yourself today, that is to visit the website touchedbythelight.us and read the first chapter of the book, It is Time for You to Start Walking with God. It is always time for you to start walking with God, especially when you're living in a society the way that we have to live. Again, one of the best things that you can do for yourself today is go to the website touchedbythelight.us and read the first chapter of the book, It is Time to Start Walking with God. Believe me, you will definitely be happy that you did. Reading is one of the most important activities that a person can participate in. A world of information is available to you. This information can help you shape and change not only your life, but the lives of your children and spouse. Visit the website touchedbythelight.us and find yourself a book to read. For more information, you can email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com. Dear male listeners, our show may be called Women of Courage, but our name should not stop you from listening to our show. You have as much to learn and to consider as women. Why? Because many of you are fathers, sons, and brothers. And you need to understand those forces and situations that affect the female members of your family. So we do implore you to listen to our show with an ear for understanding. Thank you. If you are a person who would like to contribute to our discussion of violence against women, please email us at murderedvoices@gmail.com, or you can call us at 734-786-3233 and leave a message. We are forming a think tank of individuals that would like to contribute to the solution of this problem. The death of these women is deafening. I am tired of this violence. We need to seek a solution. Part of this solution is discussing this subject with males when they are 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 years old. Males need to, and girls also need to accept they may be rejected by people during their lifetime. There's nothing we can do about the rejection except continue to live our lives. The violence in our community is devastating. Violence must be confronted. If you are of any profession and you would like to contribute, just send us information. You don't even have to send us your name. But if there's information that you can share that will help us with this problem, we would appreciate it. Lend your voice to our effort. Again, we can be reached at the email address murderedvoices@gmail.com. We can also be reached on the phone at 734-786-3233. If you have any time to spare, join us. We will appreciate any contribution. Join us at the Women of Courage show every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. and every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. for information that will change your life. You can also visit us at our website, touchedbythelight.us, for more information. Thank you. If you do not like your life, then change it. Listen to us when we broadcast, and we can help you find a new way.